Namaste. Welcome to all Group 1 services aspirants. TSAT precisely conducting Group 1 services guidance classes. So, in this series, we are discussing various areas of the preliminary examination. So, among one of the area is science and technology, as you know it. So, science and technology is a major part, and mostly 10 to 11 questions will come from the examination, because you have to include the current affairs also in science and technology. So many scientists, they contribute their innovations and discoveries for the scientific development of India, and now India is one of the fast developing country. So definitely in the examination, the examiner will ask the questions on the India's achievement. So now we will discuss each and every one with an elaborative mode. So first we will see, so the 𝗬𝗧𝗧 is the first unmanned satellite built by India, was breakthrough achievement in India's space program. So 𝗬𝗧𝗧 was built by the Indian Space Research Organization to conduct experiments in X-ray, astronomy, aeronautics and solar physics, and opened new possibilities for ISRO. So as you know that ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, so recently done so many projections of the various satellites also. So this history now, one of the, after NASA, our ISRO is a leading space organization. We did Chandrayaan, we did Mangalyaan also. So all these things are done by the ISRO. So the first achievement is unmanned satellite was sent to the universe in the orbit, and the first satellite name was 𝗬𝗧𝗧. That's a very important question to us. Okay. The India's first indigenous built combat aircraft, that is Tejas. Now we are seeing the picture Tejas, which was the name given in the aircraft. The first flight in 2001, India's first self-made light combat aircraft was built by the HAL and developed by Dr. 𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗺. So here this is a very important means here the India's first indigenously built combat aircraft name, that is Tejas. Who developed it? That is HAL developed it. So on the development, which scientist put his maximum effort? That is 𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗺. This is very important. They will ask these questions on this development here. So the name was given for the aircraft as Tejas. So the indigenous aircraft which was built by our HAL is Tejas. This is another achievement, because it was prepared by taking the technology of Indian scientists only. Okay. So Chandrayaan, the India's first moon probe, was efficaciously inserted in the lunar orbit in 2008 year and pushed India's space program into the world map, putting India side by side with NASA. After NASA, so our country did this Chandrayaan successfully in the year 2008. And Chandrayaan's greatest achievement was the discovery of the extensive presence of water molecules in the lunar soil. This one, that the Chandrayaan project was done by ISRO in 2008 year with a successful manner. After NASA, India stood the second country which did the Chandrayaan successfully. And we have a great achievement from this Chandrayaan. So from the lunar soil, we collected the samples and we identified that there is some excess of water molecules, the presence of water molecules. So we identified from the lunar soil. So this is Chandrayaan. This is one more thing here. Now the next one is, next achievement is Mangalyaan, means we send the aircraft, that is Mars craft we call it as. This program by own space research organization has been praised as one of the most low cost but high functioning space missions till date. This is one of the greatest achievement by the India. This scientific development reached Mars orbit on its first attempt. The brain behind this operation, actually the credit goes to the 14 scientists of the ISRO. So this is a very, very important, means here the scientific development reached the Mars orbit in the first attempt. So mostly other countries, USA, China, all these countries done this, try to do this, and to of course to step on Mars. So is possible maybe. So but India achieved this Mangalyaan project in first attempt. That's the credibility of India. The ISRO scientists, 14 ISRO scientists done this project successfully. So as you know that this is C.V. Raman, you are seeing the C.V. Raman. C.V. Raman is one of the most famous scientists of India. So Raman's academic brilliance was established at a very young age. He had a pioneering work on scattering of light. The C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930. He was the first Asian, first non-white who receives the Nobel Prize in the sciences. Here this is a very, very important. In 1930, Sir C.V. Raman received the Nobel Prize for his experiment scattering of light. So when the light incident on the prism, so it scattered into various colors called as VIBGR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So that scattering, see, every time you are observing our sky. So when the sky is pleasant, what is the sky color? Sky seems to be like a blue color. When you observe the sea water, the sea from the shore of sea, then we can observe that the water, sea water is in blue color. So because of scattering of light, this phenomena was invented by our great scientist Sir C.V. Raman. And also there is harmonic sounds will be produced by our Indian musical instruments, that is tabla and guitar. These were also done by the Sir C.V. Raman, and we celebrate his invention day as 20th February as International Science Day also. This is very, very important, and he was honored by our government with the first, the greatest or first civilian award as Bharat Ratna. So Sir C.V. Raman was honored by our India with the first civilian award, Bharat Ratna. This is about C.V. Raman. It's a greatest achievement. He is the first person from India and the first Asian also, and the first non-white person who receives the Nobel Prize. After that, Maragatham Chandrasekhar also receives the Nobel Prize from our India, and Rabindranath Tagore also receives the Nobel Prize in literature, and Amartya Sen is received the Nobel Prize in economics. So these are the persons who received the Nobel Prize. So this is the history about a Nobel Prize of the persons who received the Nobel Prizes. Okay. Now we will see the next achievement achieved by our India. Okay. The ISRO launching a staggering 104 satellites on a single rocket. So it's a great achievement. The India Space Research Organization of ISRO demonstrated its expert skills when they launched a record of 104 satellites on a single rocket. So the single rocket is 𝗶𝗫𝗃-𝗃37. Interestingly, this is the number of satellites anyone has ever launched in a single mission. So no other country at the moment has achieved this marvelous feat. So here the rocket used to launch these 104 satellites is 𝗶𝗫𝗃37, and this was actually this history was created by our ISRO. So no country in the world did this feat. So our country is the first country who launched 104 satellites with a single rocket. That is, the rocket name is PSLV-C-37, which was launched by our Indian Space Organization, that is ISRO. Clear? Okay. This is a major achievement achieved by our ISRO. Okay. Recently, the ISRO developed the atomic clock. ISRO has made a path-breaking invention of the atomic clock. With this invention, ISRO has put itself among the only few possess this sophisticated technology. This clock is extremely useful in navigation satellites and also to measure the precise location data. European Aerospace imported the atomic clocks with a manufacturer named Astrium. This is a very important bit here, and it is honorable to know that we now possess the technology that can manufacture us indigenously. So, Astrium is who are the manufacturers for this atomic clocks, and this is used for the navigation of satellites. Now, we are seeing on the screen, that is the atomic clock which was invented from ISRO. So, this is the greatest achievement, and which was prepared, manufactured and by indigenously, means ourselves only will prepare, and this atomic clock was used to navigate the satellites. That is a very important thing, which was an important feat done by the ISRO. Clear? Okay. We will see one more achievement done by our India. So, that is developing of indigenous supercomputer called Param. So, the first ever indigenous supercomputer was built by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing. We call it as CDAC. So, this is also here, the abbreviation is very important. What is CDAC means here? CDAC means Center for Development of Advanced Computing, and the mandate of the same was to set up an indigenous supercomputer that meets high speed computational needs. So, now we have it. This Param Ananta, actually what you are seeing on the screen is Param Ananta. This supercomputer was at IIT Gandhinagar. So, this in IIT Gandhinagar, we have this supercomputer, and it performance is the most high performance. So, that one is cheapest one and high performed supercomputer. This is called a Param Ananta. So, generally in the examination they will ask the first supercomputer prepared indigenously by our India is Param supercomputer, Param Ananta also we can call it. Okay. Now, we will see another achievement, developing the world fastest and anti-ship cruise missile. So, India developed a self-made seeker for Brahmos. So, already this is recently, now it comes in the news also, the Brahmos, marking it as one of the fastest and most formidable anti-ship cruise missiles. The breakthrough in supersonic missiles will impose the caliber and class of missiles in India. The country has for the first time developed such a missile. So, this is in the examination they will ask is world fastest anti-ship cruise missile is Brahmos. This was developed by our ISRO with the support of DRDO, and this was recently on January 26 on the Republic Day parade, it was shown to the total world also. So, in the examination they will ask the question is what is the world fastest anti-ship cruise missile, that is world fastest anti-ship cruise missile is simply we call it as Brahmos. Clear? So, this is one of the greatest achievement. Okay. So, this is an 18 years old teenager done this feat, a miracle it is. He was developed the world's smallest satellite. Recently reported that an 18 years old with no more than a 3D printer made a world's smallest satellite. His name is Rifat Shahrukh, an 18 years old resident of Tamil Nadu, wrote history on he designed the world's smallest satellite and named after the former president Dr. Abdul Kalam, who was familiar as Missile Man for India, correct? Okay. And the tiny 3D printed satellite was flown into space with a NASA mission. So, actually this was projected by the NASA mission, and you are seeing the picture. There is a 3D printer. So, actually it is a satellite, a small satellite with this one, a very small size, the satellite which was printed by a 3D printer. So, maybe all of you aware about recently to develop this kind of science and technology skills. So, the government with the support of Niti Aayog started Atal Tinkering Labs throughout the country. So, they are giving information and of course training to all the school level children also. Now, the school level children also is in position to prepare some objects which can be printed by the 3D printer. For this, some Arduino software, slicing software, this information is required for them. So, even our children also can perform the wonder. This is one of the outcome, because this 18 years old younger guy did this satellite, means it is a output of this government initiation, that is Atal Tinkering Lab. So, this is one of the outcome of the Atal Tinkering Lab, which the satellite was printed by this 3D printer. Clear? Okay. Now, we will see one more achievement, and this is the Space Capsule Recovery Experiment Mission. This is the Space Capsule Recovery Experiment Mission was the India's endeavor in establishing its technological ability to recover an orbiting satellite. This turned out to be a remarkable feat for Indian space pros. It was a remarkable achievement, and the technology will now be used to develop recovery technologies for future human and robotic missions. By using robotics and robot technology, so in the universe, so these satellites will be recharged and remarkable, and they can be repaired. For that, the ISRO is developed a mission called the Space Capsule Recovery Experiment Mission. Now, we are seeing that capsule here. This can be projected by these PSLVs or GSLVs. Clear? Okay. Now, we will see one more achievement by this our India. So, in point of science and technology, owning the largest domestic communication satellite in Asia Pacific. So, the India proudly can announce that it owning the communication satellite, the largest communication satellite for domestic purpose in Asia and Pacific. The India's INSAT system, now we are using INSAT system, is one of the largest domestic communication satellites that are owned by any nation in the Asia Pacific region. It initiated a major revolution in India's communication sector. This puts us on a list of few who possess an indigenous communication satellite for domestic use in the Asia Pacific region. So, you are seeing the INSAT. So, the INSAT, now we are sending the series of this INSAT system, INSAT A, INSAT B, INSAT C. Also, the system, generally this INSAT system used for the satellites, used for the various purposes, communication system and domestic, for you are using for knowing the atmosphere changes, agriculture, in all areas we are using this INSAT domestic communication system, and we stood first in the Asia Pacific region. So, this is the greatest achievement by India. Okay. So, now we will see one more achievement from our India. Recently, the India is successfully testing the firing Scramjet rocket engine. The ISRO successfully tested a Scramjet rocket engine, which is essentially uses in atmospheric oxygen from the surroundings to burn it with the fuel to produce a forward thrust. This technology is in stark contrast to the conventional chemical rocket systems that carry both the oxygen and the fuel together. So, previously before invention of this rocket, so we are using a conventional chemical reactions, means fuel and oxygen both will be carried by our rockets. So, here it is a little bit of heavy weapon, but after introducing this rocket, so this rocket can use oxygen from the surroundings and burns the fuel, and it doubles the thrust and it will enter with it. So, the trajectory of the projectile will be according to our required manner. So, this is the one most utmost achievement from the ISRO which is used in the space technology and rocket technology also. Clear? So, recently ISRO is developed indigenous cryogenic engine for 𝗳𝗏-𝗪𝗪3. Cryogenic engines, actually the cryogenic engines are imported from the other countries. Now, our government only is preparing the 𝗳𝗏 indigenously. So, means our ISRO only is developing indigenous what you call it as cryogenic engines. So, now we are seeing the image of cryogenic engine here. The rocket that was described as a game changer by ISRO is the heaviest rocket in India, called as 𝗳𝗏-𝗪𝗪3. The ISRO launched this heavy rocket with a cryogenic engine. The same was indigenously developed and is one of a kind. This step was taken in order to take a step closer to the self-reliance. So, now India got of course achieved self-reliance to prepare cryogenic engines. So, once we are in that stage to prepare the indigenous cryogenic engines, so then it is a major step in the space history or development of satellite and its projections. So, our ISRO is reaching and inching to get is at as individuality or for creating, developing the various kinds of satellites and their projections. Okay. That is nano urea liquid. So, recently IFFCO is introduced the first nano urea. The nano urea liquid is a nanotechnology based fertilizer that enhances the growth of crops by replenishing their nitrogen requirements. Nano urea was developed at Kalol, Gujarat, at IFFCO's Nano Biotechnology Research Center. So, here NBRC, we have to know what is NBRC. That is a very important. NBRC means Nano Biotechnology Research Center, which is at Gujarat, that is in the place of Kalol. And the nano urea is safe for human and animals, birds and soil microorganism also. In addition to that, it is known to have no toxic effects on the environment. And very important thing is Ramesh Ralia developed the nano urea at Nano Biotechnology Research Center NBRC. Ramesh Ralia, so who invented or who developed this nano urea, and this Ramesh Ralia is very, very important. We have the patent to manufacture this nano liquid urea is IFFCO. IFFCO is preparing a 500 ml nano urea liquid and it is most useful, and we can of course it helps our farmers in the agriculture and just reduces the use of conventional and traditional urea, excessive use of this. And one more important of this nano urea liquid is, so if excessive urea will be stored in the plant, it will not be wasted, stored in the plant. When it is required to the plant, it will supply to the plant, and it's very, very useful for the present agriculture system. So, nano urea liquid, which was developed by and manufactured by the IFFCO. This is very, very important. Now, we will see one more, and as you know it, recently the total world suffered with this pandemic situation, this coronavirus, and COVID-19, correct? So, the total system was disturbed financially, socially, economically, even in psychologically also the total world is suffered. So, in this bad situations, our India stand, we are the leaders in the medical field, of course in the preparation of vaccines. So, of course India has a good track record in preparation of vaccines. So, our Indian companies prepared 2 vaccines and supplied to the most of the countries in the world. One of the vaccine is Covaxin and developed by Bharat Biotech. Another one is we call it as Covishield, and Covishield was prepared by the Serum Institute of India Private Limited. Okay. So, the Covaxin India indigenous COVID-19 vaccine, it is developed by Bharat Biotech with the collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research, means ICMR, and National Institute of Virology, NIV. The vaccine is developed by using the whole virion inactivated vero cell. This is a very important. So, you have to say what is the vaccine, how it is developed, means a whole virion inactivated vero cell and developed platform technology. Inactivated vaccine do not replicate and are therefore unlikely to be revert and cause pathological effects, and they contain dead virus, incapable of infecting people but still able to instruct the immune system to mount the defensive reaction against the infection. Now, the Covaxin will improve the, and it is the 2 doses are given all in India, especially more than 135 crores of our Indian people, and so nearly 98% of the people are vaccinated either with the Covaxin or Covishield. So, we will discuss one more achievement from our government, that is the successful demonstration of the use of cryogenic engines technology, but India among the league only 5 other such nations. So, India is one of the country who prepare cryogenic engines, clear. So, the cryogenic engines are highly essential in satellite projections, and we have the self-reliance to prepare the cryogenic engines. This is a major achievement by our India with the support of ISRO. So, these are the various achievements achieved by India in perspective of science and technology and in other fields also. So, we discussed a few of them. So, mostly all the aspirants have to prepare the achievements which was achieved by the India in various parts and various branches of science and technology. Nanotechnology is there, Wi-Fi system is there, 𝗧𝗧 system is there, 5G technology is there. So, we have to read all these things and prepare a clear notes. Definitely it helps to score maximum marks in the examination. Thank you.